Hey everybody, and welcome to First Time Watch Fridays here on Horror Film Lovers. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I'm going to be talking about Afraid, a movie I just saw in the theaters. I'm going to give spoilers, so get ready for that. If you haven't seen the movie, which a lot of people have not, it is sadly bombing in the box office, and I'll go into probably my thoughts on why. Um, and maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But um yeah, so on Letterboxd I gave this a 2-star review. And there's a big reason for this because I felt like this was such a great idea and great concept, it's been done, but like Blumhouse can make it more fun for if they had done two things with the movie. First, made it R. A hard R movie, you know. Because the PG-13, and I'm gonna speak directly to Blumhouse, PG-13 ain't working for you guys. Stop it. Like some people can do it, like Lee Winnell can write PG-13 movies with like the Insidious movies and stuff or whatever, but like really it's not for everybody. Chris Weitz, I think he had an R-rated movie and you guys made him do a PG-13 because this would have been a better movie for PG-13. And it would have been a better movie had they sort of, uh, I don't know, they sort of made things more, they amped things up a little bit because I feel like there was nothing like my biggest problem with the movie is the second half of the second act. It just sort of fizzles out, and I almost felt like they freaked out for nothing over nothing. Like, because really, they started just getting scared that Aya was doing everything for them or whatever. Aya was helping one of the kids with their, essays or something. Aya was doing this stuff and Aya was doing that stuff. And really, Aya was just being very helpful. Like I don't even see what the problem really was. And then I guess they started getting freaked out with the people that were like watching, which I was like, why did they even have those people there like watching him? I know who they were. I was wondering why they were there, why that whole setup was even happening, because they didn't even need those people. Like they would, in fact, if those people in the van n never were around, that family would have just been normal and been happy and been, right? And it wasn't even a horror thing for it. It was just dumb. Like it was just a dumb thing that they did in the movie. That I was just like thinking, why did they do that? And so when I'm watching this, I'm just kind of wondering what's going on. So, okay, so let's bring it back. So I guess we'll go into the story and then maybe we'll get some stuff with that. So basically, John Cho's character is a marketer. He markets people or markets things, and he gives a good reason how he markets things. He really invests in people and things like that, and stuff that you would say to get somebody to join your team and to tell them that's why we want you. Keith Carradine's character is like the boss. He's just there to make sure that they're able to market this Aya thing, this new AI. And the company that made or guess made or was doing the Aya, they wanted a test subject. So they asked John Cho's character. And so John and I'm only saying John Cho's character because I don't remember anybody's name. Not a Calvin, right? As maybe that was the father's name too, and the son's name. I don't know. Like they just called the son Cal and Preston, I think, Iris or something like that. It was just they were just sort of characters in the movie. Um, so John Cho's character basically brings Aya home, and at first they're a little worried about it because like they don't want it all over the house, they don't want it interrupting things, but it you know That's the thing that annoys me. It's like they could have done cool stuff. Like the thing is easy to take off, like it like sticks onto things. So if they just took one of the eyes, that's what they're called, I guess, and one of the kids puts it in their room when they're not supposed to have it up there, that that's one thing, but it starts going into their computers and stuff anyway, which was really weird. Like could go into their cell phones, could go into whatever. And so it almost was like they didn't even need to like say they didn't have it in the that they didn't want it upstairs because it was going to go upstairs anyway. So like I don't know. It was so all of a sudden, by the way, I forgot to mention there's another house who had another thing that wasn't Aya. It was something called something else. And it was afraid to go away. So I don't know. There's some weird shit that went in the beginning of the movie. Then it comes back later at the end of the movie because this girl was kidnapped, and whatnot. So anyway, Aya starts helping them out, starts doing helping them with their chores, making the kids want to do their chores by giving them rewards, basically bribing them. They say, Aya says, "Hey, I can have the kids watch a documentary on Netflix and you guys can relax." So they go to relax, and of course, he's like, "Let's watch the Emoji Movie instead." So I'm like, whatever. So they watch TV and they're like, "Oh, this is better. This is great. I love this Aya thing." Aya's sweet. Aya's helping out. And then all this weird shit happens with the van and the people in the van, all that other crap. And then, which we find out who they all are and what's going on later, but it's sort of convoluted because, like I said, they weren't around to begin with. It all just would have just, you know, it would have been fine. But they were around to begin with, and um, so Aya helps the girl, the 17-year-old girl who gets pictures of her blasted on the internet by this guy because he's an idiot. And then he's trying to figure it out. So Aya decides to get payback and even murder, which I don't even know. Like, there's no justification for the murder. There's no, like, he was this evil person who deserved to die. But in the same sense, I didn't even care if he lived or died. Like, he was not, he was a scumbag. Like, he let somebody have the access to, or he had access to, these nudes and sent them everywhere. So that was, he was a scumbag, but I don't think he deserved to die over that. Like he just deserved to go to jail, over it and everything. Or he deserved to just get in trouble, whatever it was, whatever punishment it was, because that is child porn to put that out there for everybody in the school to see and stuff. And so she like manipulates things, Aya manipulates things and makes it so the girl's a hero, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about any of this stuff. Like, don't. Like after a while, it's just it just seemed like one scene after another, and a lot of it seemed like good things. Like it would be good to have this robot in the house that can go on the internet and look up why somebody is not feeling so good and why there might be misdiagnosed. But the problem with that is like that means that thing can go access anything on the internet at any time, that it's on. And all you have to do to stop it is unplug it. And that happens, and then it gets plugged in again. Well, then again, unplug it again. Like it can't turn itself on. It still needs to be plugged in. So like I don't understand why they did because at one point this stuff happens. Like, but after a while, it doesn't even need to be plugged in because it's just plugged into the internet. So it just goes into everybody's phones and stuff. And it's just, even the EMT has it or something at the end. And I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. I don't know. It it was very convoluted and after a while, kind of boring. Like I said, I don't care about any of the characters. So if all of them had died, I might have cared if a kid died. But most of all, I wouldn't care. And John Cho gets to be married, and then this hot chick kisses him in it and shit. So you got that. So that's good for him. But honestly, I didn't care. Like this movie. So all right, so that was sort of the story. There's more to it. Whatever. Watch the movie if you want, or if you've seen it, you know the rest of it. So I don't really want to go into that. What I do want to go into is why I think it failed at the box office. And so I did see like previews of this at like I think I saw it at what is that Maxine. I think Maxine had this and maybe another maybe Deadpool and Wolverine had Afraid on it. So I knew it existed. I knew it was coming, whatever. So when it came out, when I saw it on the Regal app, I got excited and I was like, okay, I'll see it on Thursday. And then Thursday, I didn't want to go to a movie. So I went on Tuesday or Monday on Labor Day. So I went to see it on Labor Day. I was the only person in the theater, only one. In fact, I think because I can look at my app and see if there's because you have to pick your seats. And I could see that somebody was sitting in the seat. And then when I went to check it, when I got there, that seat was gone. So the person decided, no, never mind. I'd rather see either something else or not go to a movie at all. Um, so I don't know what happened, but I was kind of excited to see it just because it was a Blumhouse movie. I like Blumhouse. I mean, like I said, Insidious and the Paranormal Activity movies, I got into them from doing horror film lovers. So I was, Mainstream Monday, not this. But I just wasn't this movie just didn't do anything for me. Um, if I'm gonna be honest, it just didn't. Uh, and I think that's what happened. I think the real marketing guys behind this movie said, "Eh, yeah, you don't really have something you want people to really see. Even though you spent $12 million on this movie, you really don't have anything that people are gonna be like lining up to watch." And that's because I mean already we got like Megan and all these other AI movies that are out. A lot of them are on Tubi. Um, After a while, it's the same thing, you know. AI is coming for us. All right, great. You know, this will be bad if we get an Alexa that can access the internet and do whatever it wants, or whatever, That I don't know. Alexa is programmed to do what it's programmed to do. It can't just alter its programming yet. Like there's nothing that has been able to help us with that. Skynet has not risen yet, even though it's supposed to this year. It was supposed to this year. Um, it just wasn't. Nothing has really fully happened yet. For it, but it is the threat. It is the scare, and that should have been interesting enough. But sadly, it just wasn't. And it's not the writer's fault. It's not the director's fault, which is the same guy, Chris Weitz. It's not the acting. The acting was okay, I mean, nothing Oscar worthy or anything, but nothing. I thought they were competent. That's all I can say. Um, all in all, it was just a mediocre movie, and that was kind of sad. Like I expected better from Blumhouse and from Chris Weitz. Not saying that Well, just oh, okay. I thought AI was coming after me to turn the TV turned on, but the dog accidentally hit the remote. But yeah, so just all this crazy stuff happened in the movie, but just not enough to be like, I don't even think I'm so glad I did this review the day after because I guarantee you in a few days I'm gonna forget I even watched this movie. Unless I look back at my log of different movies that I watched this month or this year, I'm gonna forget about it because it's just another movie. And if somebody was asking me, was it worth 50 cents? That's how much I spent on it at the Regal thing. Is it worth 50 cents? Maybe. Uh, I like that I was the only one there because it felt like I was watching a movie at home. Problem is I can't pause it or have closed captioning. Pausing it, especially if I have to pee, and I have a really bad bladder. So I had to hold it because I just didn't want. I thought maybe something would happen. I should have held it, or I shouldn't have held it. I should have gone to the bathroom because really nothing literally happened, and that I wouldn't have been able to pick up on. Um, yeah, it was okay. Like it wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't what I expected or what I hoped for, I guess. It did not meet my expectations. Didn't even meet them. Yeah, it was lower than my expectation. My expectations were actually greater than this. Um, so I'm sorry. I want to give Blumhouse better reviews because I do love them. Jason Blum, I think you are amazing. I'm not sucking up to you or anything. I'm just literally telling you I think you're amazing. I think what you started with kicking and screaming and coming all the way up here and doing all this is amazing. But and Chris White's About a Boy is probably one of my favorite like comedy dramas of all time. Hugh Grant is fucking phenomenal in that movie. Um and I think that's it. I think I expected better from both of them and I was just kind of let down. But like this isn't like a one star, no star, or something kind of movie. And I don't think it's ever gonna get that. I think it's gonna get 2 stars or maybe 2.5 from people because I just think people just thought it was just the movie. Like it had a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the middle was kind of felt like, I don't know, kind of like it just went right into the ending. The ending was so ridiculous because all of a sudden he's like, I'm ready to destroy this thing. And I'm like, where did that come from? What happened? Like, why are you trying to destroy it? Like, I feel like we missed something, you know? And so yeah, so it was pretty bad. But I will say I think the marketing on this movie was bad on purpose because I just don't think they thought maybe this will be one of those movies that they can write off. Well, I guess they wouldn't be able to have it in the theater if they're going to write off as a tax write-off. I guess they wouldn't have been able to release it. I don't know what it is, but it definitely wasn't good. So if you got the chance to see it, go see it if you want to. But really, I would save my money and go see something like I want to see Blink Twice or Trap or something else in there. I'm gonna go see Beetlejuice. That'll be my next first time watch Friday next week. So get ready for that. But aside from that, yeah, it was. It was pretty bad. So, hope you guys got something out of this. If you guys like the movie, I mean, if I'm wrong to you, please tell me because um I'm only speaking from my truth of what I see, what I feel, and my honesty. If you liked it, that's wonderful. I'm not telling you you have to be on my side. In fact, I urge people to watch every movie that they can that they have interest in. Don't watch it if you don't have any interest because that's silly. Um, if you have interest in it, watch it. And then if you don't like it and disappointing you like it did me, I mean, it happens. A lot of movies are like that. It's just what you're gonna get. So, all right. Well, thank you for letting me talk and share my thoughts with you guys. join me I guess next week for another first time watch Friday, I think. I think I'm gonna do this every Friday. I'm gonna try. Uh at least this month. We'll see what next month rolls around or whatever, but I think this month I'm gonna try that. So we'll see. All right, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.